Fearlessly Free and Wealthy Females. Welcome to this live event that we are going to be talking when or where. We're going to be talking all about how to scale your business to six figures in 2019 or now. If you want to start now in December of 2018, this is going to be all for you. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that I'm really excited to cover today, especially in terms of like how other people are doing it and how you don't necessarily need to be doing it that way either. Okay, so if you're watching live, feel free to say hi. I see that Lauren's here. Hi, Lauren. We just actually got off of our group coaching call for my group program, the Fully Booked Formula. So I feel like some of you said that you wanted to be live, so I hope that I see you here as well. How are you doing, Lauren? Hey. If anyone else is watching live or the replay, feel free to say hello. I'd love to hear from you. And let me know where you are joining from. I think, Lauren, you're in New York, right? New York State. Yeah, super excited and good. I really like that call. I did too. I especially loved the end of that call when everyone just kind of like shared their wisdom. That was really, really awesome. That just brought a huge smile to my face. Okay, so let's get started about talking about scaling your business next year. So whether it is that you want to scale your business to six figures, whether it is high income months, insert whatever goal it is that you really want into that big title of this live stream. Okay, so by the way, whoever else is watching, please say hi and let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. We are going to be talking about exactly how scaling your business works. Okay, so the three or four biggest things that you really need to think about when you're scaling your business. Good morning, Tara. What time is it for you? Amazing. It is 2 o'clock for me, so maybe you're on Pacific time. I don't know. Let me know. What time zone is it for you? Hey, Sarah, how are you? Feel free to say hi. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're watching from. I'm also going to talk about just like literally how anyone can do this. Okay. Oh, it's 6 a.m. in Australia. I had no freaking idea. It's insane the time differences that I experience on here. I actually have a client from Australia that has a one-on-one call with me like right after this live as well. So it's probably going to be like 7 a.m. for her. That's insane. It's only going to be 3 p.m. for me. So how anyone can do this, like literally any single business can scale to six figures. And I know that a lot of these things are mindset issues for a lot of people, but I'm going to share with you exactly how you can scale your own business to six figures and why you don't necessarily need to be a coach or a business coach or anything like that. We're going to talk about the whole mindset around that investment and around what you need to do to get to that level. And also a few ways that people have gotten to that level that have been like completely unsustainable, that you normally don't hear about, but these things happen way too often. And this is not something that I want you to get yourself involved in. So I want to talk about that as well, because it's like, I feel like it's a huge topic that not too many people talk about, and especially since I started working with my new coach, that's something that we've really been focusing on, because it's also something that's really important to her, is scaling, but at the same time making sure that your scaling isn't like you're not spending six figures to make six figures and things like that. All right. And then the three big differences between people who end up making it to 5-figure months or to high income months and stuff like that, and people who literally just stay at like 1K, 2K, and 3K months for years in their businesses. I'm going to be talking about the differences there. So where to spot those differences, and if you know that that's you, how to take yourself out of that. Okay, like immediately, because you definitely you deserve a business that's going to give you a lot more than just kind of keeping you playing small. Okay, I am not in the business of keeping my clients or keeping my community playing small. What this group, and especially because of this group name, we're called Fearlessly Free and Wealthy Females. We are not about playing small. We are about getting paid for the work that we do and getting paid well. okay? And not being afraid to invest in our businesses or to invest in our growth when we know that we need to see growth in terms of investments. So Sarah says, hello from Tennessee. It is 2 p.m. Okay, so me too. So you're on Central Time? That's awesome. If anyone else is saying hi, oh my goodness, I can't talk. If anyone else is watching live, please feel free to say hi. I'd love to hear from you. I accidentally scheduled myself like back to back. So I just got off of my group program coaching call for my Fully Booked Formula. And now I literally have a client right after this. So, but it's okay. I also just completed an email marketing certification course to get myself certified as an email marketer. Super excited about that too. I literally finished that one while I was eating lunch today. So lots of stuff going on for me. So let's talk about how it works. And so here's the conundrum that you're going to be stuck with when you know that you need to scale your business. Okay. Oh, hey, Steffi. Hey, Catherine. How are you? So here's what's going to happen to your business if you kind of continuously play small. And this happened to me too. Okay. So if you are undercharging, if you are undervaluing your services, or if you're only focusing on one type of service in your business, that will not give you scalability. Hey, Ola. Hey, Sarah. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Okay. And say hi, give me some love, give me some likes if you feel like it as well. So you want to make sure that when you are getting out to scaling your business, you want to make sure that your business is scalable. So what does that mean? It means that you're offering more than one program or product or service, okay? And if you find that you're getting yourself fully booked out relatively quickly within your business, and if you feel like you're getting really, really overwhelmed and you don't have enough if you don't have enough revenue to kind of reinvest in your business, that's a sign that you are undercharging for everything that you are doing, number one. So I'd highly recommend that you increase your prices in order to not see that happening to you over and over again. But also what you want to make sure when you're thinking about scaling your business is having multiple sources of revenue that are coming in. Why? Because your one-on-ones can kind of only go so far, okay? And so some people are like, well, it's like super easy. As a business coach, my packaged offers are, valued at like $5,000 or $4,000 or something like that. And so, I just need a certain amount a month that I sell a month, and then all of a sudden, perfect, I scale, right? That is growing, but it's not necessarily scaling, because if you're only having one offer, you have a limited resource of the amounts of things that you can be doing for your clients and for your community. So you want to make sure that you're creating leveraged offers as well, that they're going to help you to scale your business. Okay. So leveraged products. So thinking about what are the other products that you would absolutely love to be able to produce, let's say, for example, in 2019. Okay. So beyond your one-on-one programs, because one-on-ones are usually the starting point for any online business, for any coach or creative. You want to make sure that you have your one-on-one, your high-level ticket service. But then at the same time, what are the other things that you would also love to be creating for your audience? So let me know in the comments below, what are your other ideas for leveraged and passive offers that you would love to be creating for 2019? Okay, so tell me, group program, passive income product, whatever it is, just put it in the comments below. Anything that you've been thinking about that's really going to help you to create a longer term profitability plan for your business, rather than just kind of only sticking to your one-on-ones. Because you can create a six-figure business from one-on-ones. And let me tell you, you can also create a six-figure business from one-on-ones while, having one-on-ones that are, like $3,000 a piece or something like that. It's not going to be that difficult, but there's another point of this, if you're going to be creating that, that we also need to talk about. And creating leverage products just basically frees up a lot more of your time. Okay, so what types of products or programs and things like that would you absolutely love to be able to create for your audience in 2019 that isn't necessarily a one-on-one program? So feel free to put that in the comments below. Okay, and I just lost my train of thought. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to just kind of put that in the comments below. I'm going to take a glass of water. Hopefully I'm not ruining my lipstick, at least not yet. Okay, so another thing that you want to think about when you think about growing and really scaling your business is you want to think about outsourcing. This is one of the biggest things. And you guys, I have a client right now who's a virtual assistant who is preparing to make her first 10K month, okay? So she's preparing to make her first $10,000 month as a virtual assistant, okay? Selling one-on-one programs as a virtual assistant, okay? How is she gonna make that 10K month? She has $3,000 priced offers, okay? But how is she gonna make that 10K month? She literally has to outsource half of the things that she's creating. Okay, so she's the one who gets on the calls with the clients. She's the one who creates the packages. She's the one who helps to create the websites and things like that. But ultimately, she also has other people who are working on her team who are helping her with outreach, who are helping her with the really boring things that she doesn't love doing in her business. And by doing that, it frees up a lot of her time so she can take on more clients. Okay, so that is tip number 2. So tip number 1 is to create more offers to give yourself more freedom, more time freedom, okay? And tip number 2 is to outsource more work to give yourself more time freedom. Because ultimately, when you have more time freedom, then you can handle more clients, you can handle more growth. So who wants more clients and more growth in their business for 2019? Give me your favorite emoji in the comments below, okay? So either if it's like fire emoji, heart emoji, whatever it is, let me know like who wants more. Okay, who wants more clients, who wants more income, and who wants more freedom in their business rather than trying to do all the things all of the time. So Ola says workshops, programs, and group programs. Ooh, workshops, that's amazing. I know a lot of my clients also really, really want to do workshops. That's pretty popular. And so Sarah says, I do what I called self-made selfie photography for motivational speaking to encourage young entrepreneurs to take a risk so that I would love to offer things that keep me happy and motivated, like my affiliate beauty products and other things that are motivational for entrepreneurs. That's amazing. I love that. And yeah, and that's so important to have those leveraged offers, right? So I have a client right now who is doing wellness coaching, and she has her affiliate program on the side where she also sells essential oils. And so like both of those things together are perfect to be able to couple on each other and also to help her to create another source of revenue that's coming into her business. And that's also something that she loves, right? I want to say that my live might be a little bit delayed here because I feel like I'm getting delayed with all of your comments. Hopefully it's not too delayed though. Okay, so let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, if you want more revenue, be able to have more clients and have more freedom in your business in 2019, pop your favorite emojis below, okay? I'd love to hear from you on that one. I think it's so important when we start declaring what exactly it is that we want from our businesses, and declaring it out to the world, right? Like declaring it as ours and really just stopping ourselves from holding back on everything that it is that we want. Okay. And the other way that scaling and really scaling yourself to 6 figures, the way that it happens is growth. Okay. And so this is one of the biggest issues that I see with a lot of female coaches and creatives who are in the online industries, who are not who really, really want to create big businesses, but they don't have growth within their businesses. Okay. They don't have community growth. They don't have email list growth. They're not growing their social media. If you're not growing at a rapid pace and at a frequent pace within your business, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to hit those income goals. Okay. So let's say, for example, if right now, if you're signing on between 1 and 2 clients a month, and you're not trying different sources of growth or different growth strategies, then guess what? You're probably always going to be hitting 1 or 2 clients a month, because if nothing changes, this is one of my favorite quotes, if nothing changes, then nothing changes, okay? So we can't expect change if we don't create the change or the catalyst for that change ourselves, okay? If we don't get uncomfortable, if we don't put ourselves out there more, that is not, it's just not going to create change if we are remaining stagnant, okay? It's one thing to have a thought in our heads to say like, yes, I really want a 10K month, or yes, I really want 5 figures, or yes, I really want a 6-figure business year. But if you're not following up with with consistent action and consistent investing, you're always going to fall short on those goals, okay? And another thing that I want to say about that I feel like is really, really important is that if you're not following through on your actions and all the actions that you're creating, I would really, really encourage you to consistently ask yourself, am I doing everything that it takes? Okay, because sometimes we feel like we're doing everything that it takes, and then we do a little bit more, and then after we do a little bit more, we realize that the first time that we said that we were going to do everything it took was not nearly as much as we could have done. So we are so much stronger than we think we are. We are so much more capable than we think we are. So oftentimes we say, yeah, I'm doing whatever it takes, but that's also a part and parcel of us playing small. So oftentimes when we're saying that we do whatever it takes, we're not really fully stepping into that and fully stepping into the discomfort of how it feels to kind of do everything new and to be able to really, really embody that person that's capable of change. And so if you feel like your goals aren't happening for you yet, I would really, really recommend that you look inside of yourself and you really start to be honest with yourself with how much you're willing to go for it, how much you're willing to invest in it, whether it's investment of time, investment of money, investment of sacrifice, investment of discomfort that you feel in your body because you're doing something that is different, okay? Because stepping out of your comfort zone is what's going to create growth, and it's what's going to create change. And that is ultimately what you want, right? You want to be stepping outside of that comfort zone. So if you're saying that you're doing everything that it takes, but everything is still feeling incredibly comfortable for you, guess what? You're probably not doing everything that it takes. So really, really invest in that growth, you guys. You need the growth in order to be able to scale. And a part of that growth also comes from outsourcing a lot of the things that you're doing. Okay, I'm going to take a comment right now. So Sarah Bailey says, are the affiliate products okay to do though? I'm working on branding my slogan and patenting so I can do more with it. However, I'm struggling with building my email list and I have so much motivation for this. I quit my 10-year nursing job. Ah, that's amazing. Congratulations. Why wouldn't the affiliate products be okay to do? You get to make your own rules, honey. You get to make your own rules with this. So why wouldn't they be okay for you to do? And is it only photography that you're doing? Is that like your main source of income right now is photography? Is that 100% what you want to be doing? And how does your affiliates complement your photography? So if your affiliate, like if you're doing photography, but your affiliates are just like a health product or a protein shake or something like that, they don't really fit in together. But if you're doing photography and your affiliate is like a stock photography website or something like that people can get their own themes from, if you're working with entrepreneurs, then like that affiliate is complementing your photography work. If they're not, then they're two separate businesses, and it's going to be a lot more exhausting to promote both of them. So I hope that helps with that question. Okay, so point number 2, can anyone do this? Okay, so can I do this if I'm a web designer? Can I do this if I'm a virtual assistant? Can I do this if I'm a health coach? Can I do this if I'm a personal trainer? And the answer is yes, you absolutely can. And if you look at very prominent people within your own field, you will start to see that source of inspiration. So Kayla Itzies, for example, she has her beach body diets and things like that. She's definitely over a 6-figure entrepreneur, if not a 7-figure entrepreneur at this point. And guess what? She's a personal trainer. Okay. Anyone that you look at in your field, I've seen yoga teachers hit 6 figures. I have seen website designers hit 6 figures. I have seen virtual assistants, you guys, hit 6 figures. And the thing is, what is key with all of these different modalities, spiritual entrepreneurs, okay, motivational speakers, people who are in manifesting, weight loss coaches. There are weight loss coaches who have $60,000 launches that they do like 4 times a year. Guess what? That's a 6-figure business already. What you need to understand is that with all of these things and with all of these people who are creating these really, really big businesses is, one, they have a huge vision for their business, okay? Two, they're not afraid of investing in that huge business vision in their business because they understand that that is the thing that's going to help them to get there. And three, they understand that they need to have that growth, right? So the only reason that I know about Kayla Itzines, for example, is because her Facebook ads are all over my Instagram, right? The only reason why I know about so many of these virtual assistants who are really, really working substantially within their jobs is because of the fact that they're all over the place too. They're creating that growth. They're putting themselves out there. They're getting uncomfortable. And of course, none of them are doing this on their own. They are not a one-woman show, okay? They all have people who are working underneath them. And so if it is your desire to hit 6 figures next year, or to hit multiple 5-figure months next year, or whatever it is that you feel like is extremely uncomfortable for you, but is something that you really, really want to go for, you can't keep on treating your business like a hobby, okay? So give me a hell yes if you're so sick of that, of like kind of just like really just only doing a little bit here and a little bit there and not really going full in because you are so scared of everything. Give me a hell yes if you are so ready to really step out of the fear and do everything that you really know that is required of you to really be able to get out there and rock this shit, okay? Give me a hell yes, you guys. Even if you're watching the replay, give me a hell yes if you really feel like now's your time. You're so sick of being afraid of everything and you just want to get this going, okay? Because you really do need to treat your business, not even just like a business, like a company, okay? So it's not even just a business anymore. It's definitely not a side hustle. It's a company at this point in time, and a company gets treated very, very differently than a hobby, okay? A company is something that gets invested in. A company is something that has employees or even independent contractors, and a company invests in its growth, okay? If you're not planning on doing that, hell yes from Lauren, yeah. If you're not planning on doing that, you're betting against yourself, and you're not allowing yourself to go as far as you really, really want to go within your own business, and you're not allowing yourself to see what you're fully capable of, okay? And I know that we can have a ton of excuses that are going on in our heads right now as to why we can't do it. I have a really small child. I have a full-time job. I have a very needy family member. I don't come from a rich family. All of those things, like, give me all the things. Ola says hell yes. Sarah says hell yes. Amazing. I'm so excited and happy that you guys are like stepping out of your comfort zones for this, because this is so freaking important. And yeah, you're gonna have a ton of excuses that are coming on in your head. And trust me when I said that, like, I used to have a ton of excuses as to why I couldn't do these things, right? Like, why I couldn't get up on Facebook Live, why I couldn't take on one-on-one clients, why I couldn't launch a group program. Like, I was about to not launch my group program because of all of these excuses that were going on in my head. But once I got over those excuses, guess what? I actually started to do all of these things. I started to treat my business like a business and like a company. And that is when I was ultimately able to hit 5-figure months in my business, because I started to take everything seriously. And I started to say, oh, hell no, like, I'm not playing small anymore. It's time to play big. I know exactly what I'm capable of. Like, I'm not hiding anymore. This is what I want. I want to go for it. Okay, so excited for you guys. Hey Liz, how are you and where are you watching from? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so anyone can do this. So I talked about how virtual assistants, so like literally if you're a virtual assistant, you start out by working with some clients, and then you create your own virtual assistant agency where you start to employ other people who also help you to deal with the clients, and you are the front end of the business, and you are dealing head on with the clients. They're coming to you, but at the same time, a lot of the work that they're doing for you, you're also outsourcing to other VAs, and then you're creating a system of trustworthy, reliable VAs. And you are the front end of the business, you are the CEO of the business, and you have just created an agency, for example. If you are a health coach, you create an amazing group program, you launch it the very first time, you start to see your numbers and how your numbers work out. And then the second time that you launch it, you invest heavily into that launch because you already know that that program works. You already know that that program is a program that, what is the word that I'm looking for here? It's a program where you know that people have purchased it, so you validated it. That's the word I was looking for. If you are a web designer, you can run an agency, right? Like there are so many different ways that you can do this. And that's why I said that it's not just about increasing your costs, okay? It's not just about increasing your prices, although that's a huge part of it, especially if you feel like you're overworked and if you're undervaluing yourself, okay? But it's not just that. Oh, hey, Sheila. Thank you for the love. So it's not just about the charging more, it's also about positioning yourself strategically where you're not the only person who's in your business, where you're contracting other people to help you with your business so that you can grow more. And I mean, like, that's the whole point of having an assistant. And that's why there's so many virtual assistants, because they can help you to do that, right? Once the very first time that I hired a virtual assistant, well, not the first time, because the first time I hired a virtual assistant was a complete disaster. But the second time that I hired a virtual assistant and I went through a very rigorous interview process to get her, it freed up so much of my time that I was actually able to sign on 2 more clients. And by signing on 2 more clients, I created a lot more revenue for myself and my business. And I was also able to create a lot more value for my clients, because then I wasn't posting to Facebook groups 24/7, or I wasn't keeping track of my Instagram 24/7. And with that time that I created, I could give that time to my clients so that my clients can get better results from our work together. Does that make sense, you guys? Hey, Sheila May. I know that you prefer May, right? How are you, May? And May, by the way, is a fantastic virtual assistant. So she probably understands the gist of all of this as well. Okay, so let's go into the 3 biggest differences that exist between people who make 5-figure months and people who really go for the high income months and people who really get the 6-figure business versus the people who don't, and the people who just kind of stay at like 1 to 3K months. Okay, or 1 to 5K months, or whatever it is that you feel like is the month that is really stagnating for you, and the place that is stagnating for you that you feel like you can't get ahead of. Okay, the 3 big differences. The first thing is growth. Okay, so once again, this is a huge, huge issue that I see all the time with female entrepreneurs who are like, I really, really want this big, big business, right? And a lot of people don't understand just how much growth you need, but not just the growth, matching the growth with value, okay, and consistent value in order for you to make those bigger numbers, okay? So there are a ton of growth strategy that a lot of coaches and a lot of business coaches aren't teaching because they just don't know about them, right? They aren't at that level yet. And so posting to Facebook groups, sure, it's a growth strategy, but it's not a sustainable, high-level, long-term growth strategy, okay? So you're gonna wanna find other growth strategies that are gonna do a lot better for you, and most importantly, find growth strategies that feel really, really aligned to you. So if you've been, signing on 1 to 2 clients every single month, and you've been signing them on from Instagram, but like your Instagram is capped at 1,000 followers and you haven't been growing past 1,000 followers, then guess what? You need another growth strategy for your Instagram account, so that, because you know that Instagram is working for you, you know that you're getting clients from it, but you can't just keep on selling to the exact same 100 people over and over and over again, because those people already purchased from you, right? You want to find fresh new people who also need your help, who also need the transformations that you provide, and you need to make sure that you're investing in some sort of growth strategy. So whether the investment is in a coach that's going to help to teach you those advanced strategies, or if the investment is in Facebook ads or something like that. Is Mariana watching this? Is Mariana here? Hi, Mariana. You need to make sure that you are also investing in that, because you want to make sure that you are getting a very, very big community in order for you to meet those goals that you really, really want to meet, and to obviously create that massive income and massive impact that you want to create within your industry. And so an example of this is the very first time that I launched a group program. which was probably in 2016 for me. I can't even remember now, but it actually did well for me. But I thought it was a failure because I only got, I think it was 3 or 4 people into my group program. I thought it was a failure because I was like, oh, but there's only 3 or 4 people and I really wanted 10, right? Like I didn't want 3 or 4, I wanted 10. But then when I actually looked at industry standards and industry averages for onboarding people into group programs in comparison to your growth, I was like, holy shit, I was actually above industry standard. Like it was on or above industry standard. But because of the fact that I didn't understand that industry standard, and because that no one at that point in time ever taught me that industry standard, I was technically preparing myself or setting myself up for failure for that program, because I did not understand the way that online business works, essentially, okay? And I see this time and time again. You wouldn't believe how many women think like, oh, I really wanna launch a group program, or I really wanna launch this passive income product, yada, yada, yada. It's gonna be amazing because this manifestation coach told me it's gonna be amazing, and then all of a sudden they launch it. But if you only have like 100 people or like 50 people to launch it to, it can work, definitely, but if it hasn't worked, it's not necessarily because you did something wrong. It's oftentimes because of the fact that you just don't have the community size to be able to attain those income goals that you really want. And so you want to make sure that you're working with someone who really fully understands that and who really fully understands how to take your growth to the next level, okay? If that is all making sense for you guys, and if you feel like, you know, passive income products and group programs and things like that is something that you would absolutely love to do next year, feel free to put your favorite emojis in the comments below, okay? And if you have any questions so far, I know Sarah, you've been like very talkative in here, which I love. There's been amazing questions. You guys just pop them in. I'm live, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm answering them real time. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in the comments below. Just make sure that you tag my name in those comments because there's a lot of stuff that's happening in here consistently, and I wanna make sure that I see it, okay? Okay, so the second big difference that really, really sets people who are making, you know, like 1 to 2K months, or people who are kind of barely making it within the online industry, versus the people who are really hitting those high income numbers and really having those communities and having everyone saying that they feel so amazing and so impacted by their work, is literally because they understand that they can't do it alone. Okay, so even if you have one person working for you 10 hours a week, and even if it's an intern, right? So one of my clients right now is gonna hire an intern. She's super excited about it. Those 10 hours a week are gonna help you a lot to create a lot more freedom with your time, so that you can take a lot more inspired action, so you can create a lot more for your community, create a lot more value for your community. And by creating that value, you in exchange are gonna get more clients, and you're gonna get more people purchasing your programs, okay? But if you're the one woman show and you're doing everything, and you're constantly switching your brain from one hat to the next hat to the next hat to the next hat, you're gonna get overworked, you're gonna get overwhelmed, you're gonna get burned out, and people who are in burnout do not scale and do not grow to these exponential numbers that we're talking about, okay? You need to have someone else on your team, especially having someone else on your team who is going to really, really help you to take away a lot of that work that you don't necessarily enjoy doing, okay? So make sure that you are doing the work that you absolutely love doing in your business, and make sure that you are doing the work that you know that you need to be in, and then start to hand off some of that other work to someone else. Because once I hired a VA, like I literally skyrocketed it to 5-figure months because she was already taking on so much of the work for me that I didn't necessarily have to do anymore, okay? It's literally can be that simple. So who is resonating with this? Give me a hell yes, or give me some emojis. I'd love to see how you guys are feeling about this. And once again, if you have any questions so far, feel free to put them in the comments below. Okay, the biggest thing here, and this is like the drum roll, because this is what it comes down to. This specific thing is going to be what dictates how much you grow. It's going to be what dictates how much you outsource. It's going to be what dictates how much you create all of these different products. The biggest thing that separates people who are keeping themselves in those low income months the client scarcity, the fear, the not even having clients yet, versus the people who are completely blowing up their businesses and creating 5-figure months or creating high income months and 6 figures, no matter what their industry, is your mindset. It's your mindset. 100%, that is the biggest thing, okay? So let me give you an example. If you think that your industry is only capable of making $2,000 or $3,000 a month, $1,000 a month, you're only going to be creating $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Okay. If you feel like people are only going to pay you, you know, like $500 for your services, people are only going to pay you for $500 for your services. If you feel like you can't launch a group program because you need another certification, guess what? You're not going to launch another group program because you're going to need another certification. All of these things are coming back to what it is that you believe to be true. Okay. I just got actually a message from one of my clients a few days ago saying that she just signed on 2 back-to-back clients, and I was like, oh, that's amazing, we celebrated. And I was like, tell me, what do you feel like was the biggest shift that you needed to make in order for you to do that? And she said, consistency and belief. Okay, 2 biggest things. It wasn't about the strategy because I had already taught her the strategy. It wasn't about making sure that she had 50 people in her webinar or whatever it was. It was about the belief that she knew that she can do it because she had just finished raising her prices for it as well. And so this is what you ultimately really, really need to start plugging into your head is, oh, hey, Sarah, how are you? So nice to see you here as well. This is what you really need to start plugging into your head, because if you don't believe that it's possible for you, it's not going to be possible for you, okay? And if you believe that, you know, it's not something that you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone for, like, guess what? It's also not going to happen for you, because you really need to step out of your comfort zone in order to be able to create change. Because if nothing changes, you guys, nothing changes. Okay? So let me know in the comments below what you want your 2019 to look like. So your specific monthly income goals or your specific yearly goal. What is it that you would absolutely love to do in 2019? Okay? Even if you're watching the replay, let us know, what is the number that absolutely scares you, that you would love to be able to be making in 2019, either monthly or yearly. And tell us, you know, like, what does that look like for you, and what are kind of the fears that are coming up as well as a bonus, okay? A bonus. You don't need to. But really, what is it that you ultimately want, right? What is it that you're afraid of saying that you want, but that you really, really want? Because once you actually start putting it out there into the universe, and once you start telling people about it, and once you actually start writing it down, it becomes a lot more real to you. Okay, so what are those numbers that you would absolutely love to be able to get in 2019? Let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, make sure that you just tag me every time that you provide a comment for the replay, because if not, I'm probably not going to see it. And oh, by the way, I'm starting to upload all of these in YouTube. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of these replays that you guys can kind of continue to feed off of all this energy and feed off of all of these really amazing tips that I'm giving you. Okay, so what are the income numbers that you would absolutely love to be able to make in 2019? So either pop them into the comments below, or, you know, write them down in a journal. Okay, and then what you need to do, what you absolutely must do, is get yourself into the mindset of the person who already is making that income shift, the person who's already making that high income month, and ask yourself, what is that person doing that I am not doing right now? Okay, what is that person doing that I'm not doing right now? So what is the Sarah in 2019 doing that the Sarah in 2018 is not doing, that is helping her to get to that number that she really wants to get to? So Ola says 5,000 pounds a month. Lauren says, I would love to have $6,000 months for my services alone. Lauren, you're already on that track. That's going to happen to you a lot sooner, a lot quicker than you think. The shifts that you've already made lately are amazing, so just get ready for that. Just, you know, just as an aside, by the way. You're doing really, really well. Ola, that sounds amazing. So 5,000 pounds, I love that. And so now ask yourself, what is it that you really need to do in order to get yourself to that place that you aren't already doing right now. Okay, so is it investing in your business? Are you afraid of investing in your business? Are you afraid of growing in your business? Are you afraid of pissing other people off? Is it the fear of judgment that's holding you back? Is it because you feel like you don't have enough certifications that's holding you back? What exactly is it that is holding you back, and why aren't you doing that now? Okay, if it's time for you to stand up, if it's time for you to proclaim this, if it's time for you to really step into the person that you really want to become and step into the business owner that you really want to become, why aren't you doing it? Right? Like, what other excuses do you have in your excuse book, and how can you actively go through all of those excuses from a place of empowerment rather than a place of fear, and really start to make those decisions for yourself so that you can move forward? Right? Like, what else is it that you need to do? Like, even if we take Lauren, for example, who's on this live, you know, like Lauren's like completely, like, she's been increasing her prices significantly, and she just landed a client at her like highest price point, right? Like, what is it that you needed to do in order to get there, right? Like, what is it that I needed to do in order to get here? Let me tell you, I didn't play small anymore. I wasn't in the business of playing small. I wasn't in the business of investing small. It really was that I needed to get into playing a much bigger game. And for me, playing a much bigger game meant outsourcing, starting to hire. I have 2 VAs now instead of 1. I am creating a lot of growth within my community. With my VAs, I'm also creating a growth within my community, because all of that allows me and my business to expand. And when I expand in my business, a lot more people benefit from it. And at the same time, I'm creating a bigger community, I'm creating a bigger impact, and I'm doing exactly what I love, right, while getting paid for it. And that's what I encourage you to do as well. Sarah Bailey says, YouTube videos for inspiration. Video is so scary for me. A video is literally one of those band-aids that you need to rip off. As soon as you start doing it, trust me when I say it will get so much easier for you. Okay, so what is it that you really, really want to be doing next year, and what is stopping you from doing it? Okay, really put yourself into that frame of mind of taking that action and really trying to seize that moment and seize that moment of inspiration before you put yourself back into fear and put yourself back into the cocoon of, I'm not really going to be able to do this. Okay, and if anyone wants help with this right now, for the month of December, and only for the month of December, I'm offering free 2019 profit assessment calls for any coaches and creatives who have online businesses, okay? So if you guys are interested in getting on one of those calls, we're gonna create a profit assessment. We're gonna look at exactly what you need to do in order to position yourself from a place where in 2019, you can really fully expand on all of those goals of yours. So like I said, only for the month of December, and I really only have